Okay, another exciting day here at Ohio Woodburner. Yes, I am the employee of the month again. And what the heck, I'm gonna talk to you about my new addition to the Woodyard, my bicycle. And trust me guys, we are all about firewood here at Ohio Woodburner, but you gotta hear me out on this. I live 4 miles from the Woodyard here, and I have found myself with my truck getting loaded. I forget stuff, I gotta go home, and I thought, what the heck? An electric bicycle makes a lot of sense. And I've had my eyes on these for a while. This one, guys, is the Freedare Saiga. Wow. And they are really cool, man. And they are fast. And this is like helmet wearing kind of stuff fast, right? But here we go. I wanted to give you a tour of the Woodyard. We've had a couple weeks pass since the International Firewood Expo, and I have had a number of projects going on, and right now I am working on an enormous project, and I'm very excited to bring to you. It's going to be in the upcoming episodes, but outside of the enormous project, I have an e-bike that I'm going to leave around the yard here. I think it makes a lot of sense to me, and there'll be more about that coming up. But I thought I would give you a tour of the Woodyard and show you what I got going on. But maybe for this tour, I'm getting tired of walking around this big place. I'll ride my bike. Yeah, there's no sense of me walking around here, so I'll ride my e-bike around and show you what's happening around the Woodyard. I got my own parking spot. But of course, that is the prize for Employee of the Month, including my pizza party. Let me get on my bike here and I will show you what I've accomplished in the weeks since the expo. Okay, the first thing I wanted to show you guys is my new wood pile. I had told a number of those log trucks that I didn't want any logs, and I was leading up to the open house, to the expo. And I'm running out, man. Well, I brought in this load here. It's mostly oak, but that's going to be my new practice. Is the bread and butter logs are going to go on this side of the yard, and the oak and hickory, and I don't know, that's pretty much it. I guess cherry I'm going to leave. While we do have the one cherry here, I'm going to keep the cherry on this side for the most part. This is my restaurant wood. This is my bread and butter wood. This is what I make my money with, and that all gets stacked in with everything else. I've had such an abundance with cherry that I haven't been separating it as much as I should, but now I'm back to it, so all my cherry will be separated, and then of course all the oak is going to get stacked down here in Oakland, and that's going to be our next stop. Okay, and here we are in Oakland. This oak was made back last year when we first opened this Woodyard. And I started pulling from here, but like, oh my gosh, I just kicked up Mama Killdeer. We must be next to her nest. That scared me. She's getting ready to attack me. Oh yes, there's her eggs. Sorry, Mama Killdeer. Yeah, there's her eggs. So she was very upset with me. We will leave her be. So let's head on around here. We'll let Mama Killdeer have her babies. So this is Oakland. I had a bunch of oak made at the expo, and for the first time in I don't know how long, I dumped firewood onto the ground. And we've been stacking it. We're down to the mess. I told him to leave the mess here. I'm going to bring my trailer in. We're going to load this up, and this will be taken over to my house for the woodshed. Here we go. This is all the oak. This was all made at the expo, and we got it all stacked. I've picked up those restaurants, and man, they're into oak, so I give it to them. But, you know, I try to stay away from oak as much as I can. I laugh because of the way it smells, and it doesn't smell good at all. But you know, the bottom line is if you're selling seasoned firewood, well, you better get used to looking at it because it's going to sit here for a while. So let's say goodbye to Mrs. Killdeer and let's head on down the way and I'll show you what else we're looking at. Okay, next stop is the Eastonmade Axis, the new and improved. I don't know, what do we call it? The Axis GT. And it was set here along with all these logs that I have to get split. And it is still set here. I have not fired this thing up yet. Ohio Wood Burner SHO, that's a Ford term, isn't it? Super high output. But this is electric start. There's the battery. This is the Vanguard 23 horsepower, 2-cylinder, so it should be a smoother running engine. And it has the pivoting outfeed. All right, I'm liking it. But we're going to get this put together after the big project because we certainly have a lot of work for it. And then I'll be showing you some videos on that. But these are my stacks here, guys, and I really love the way this is set up. It's just great for broadside. The wood really dries out fast. Everything's on pallets. I could probably even stack it higher than what we have, but we'll go with it for now. And these are the rows where I was doing my cherry, but you know, I thought I had a bunch of it, but I sold a bunch this month. I told you my May was huge. And all of this is cherry that I've sold. Everything that you see missing right here. It just makes me wish I didn't mix in what I did add with everything else. And I mean, that's just because I just had an abundance of it. I was just saying the heck with it. I would stack it in with, you know, my maple and ash. You can see the cherries that are just spread out through there. Now it makes me wish I wouldn't have, because you see how fast it goes away, man. And that brings us to the Timberwolf conveyor. This is the TWC16. I have developed a relationship with Timberwolf, with Matt Timmons. He was here for the expo and he brought that really big processor. But he had left this behind for now and he wants me to use it, which I will, because I see a specific need for this here in the Woodyard. TW16, it has a little Honda 160 on it and it telescopes up and down. The belt, it's a belt conveyor, and I guess they use these beveled or hourglass shaped rollers on it, and that keeps the belt centered. What I had learned about the belts is that they're hard to keep centered. I have to keep adjusting the ones on my Japa. I almost forgot the Wolf Ridge 17RS. So Wolf Ridge left this behind. This is not for keeps, but I will be using this here in upcoming videos. And I just wanted to show it to you right now, but it has a 2, 4, and 6-way knife on it. It is not adjustable like hydraulically. You gotta pull the bolt, move it up and down kind of a thing. But it does have a log lift. And it has a Honda 270. And I understand it's a pretty slick machine. It had a lot of good reviews, people that saw it working here at the expo. And it split, I think most of the wood that you see back in here was stacked. It came off of this machine. Looks good. But for now, let's head on up to the far end of the Woodyard and we're going to check out the Japa firewood processors. Here we go. The 315 has been in service here, guys, and I will be putting up a video next week showing how I am able to make this machine productive and as a way to complement the 405. It just seems to me, when you have a number of skinny logs, maybe it makes sense to run it through a smaller machine. And in a way, this is faster on skinny logs because it's an inline machine. It's not offset like the 405. So when that log's cut, it plops right into the splitting chamber and the splitter's off and running. But here you go, the Japa 315, made in Finland. Excellent firewood processor. And let's not forget about the Frostbite grapple. So this is from Firewood Automation in Merrill, Wisconsin. And I need to get this hooked up onto my tractor. And we're going to compare and contrast this with the Titan attachments, the one that I have currently. But this looks to be a very well-built machine and something that can be really put to use in the Woodyard, guys. But here is the deal with the e-bike. And this is something that I've had my eye on for a while because it serves a purpose for me here at the Woodyard. I tend to forget stuff and I'm always heading back to the house. My truck might be getting loaded up, or what if it is loaded? I'm tired of driving it back and forth to the house needlessly. Yeah, I could become more organized, but what the heck, I'm in my 50s and I am who I am. So Freedare is a new bicycle company. They are crowdsourced and they have kind of upped the game on these things. I told them right away, I said, I'm slightly on the heavy side and I'm not your traditional bike rider. And they said, we got a big tired bike with an extra stiff frame just for you. And I says, okay, I'm interested. And you know, the agreement is I am showing you what I have seen. These are my own observations. They've told me not to say anything. They did not ask to see the video before I put it up. So I like that. What I have found is that these things are fast, man. These are like, this has a maximum speed of 28 miles an hour, guys. And it has a 90-mile range on one charge. Maybe not with me with my weight on it, but you know, a normal size person is probably, it's there. It's got different modes and it's all controlled with your app on your phone. And that's pretty cool too. It's got 3 different modes. It can be eco, where it has a maximum speed of like 15 mile an hour. It has like normal mode. And then it's got the sport mode, guys. And it's 28 miles an hour and that's fast. It's too fast for me. I think, you know, not just bike helmet maybe, but they make these new bike helmets that are like full face, and I think that's what you need to have with these. And I'm going to be riding this on the road, so that will be on my list of things to get. I keep this at the Woodyard right now, and I'll tell you why here in a second. But it is it's a lot of fun. It is fast, but it is also a regular bicycle. So if your battery did go dead, it's not like there's some like, you know, gyroscope or a gear reduction or something that you have to pedal through to get it to work. It works just like a regular bicycle. So it's got shifters and all. It has disc brakes and they are hydraulic. It's not the cable pull kind of stuff. It's really slick, guys. You know, here's the brakes. You know, here's the hydraulics on the brakes. They work. So it comes with an app. All right, and here's the deal. This bike has GPS tracking on it. So if it gets stolen, you can just pull up on your phone and it'll take you right to where it is. That's the first thing. Number 2, it's got a burglar alarm on it. So I had this thing sitting and my wife had walked by and bumped into it and it sent an alert to my phone. So my thoughts are, I'm leaving it here at the Woodyard because I'm not like driving it every day to the Woodyard. It's like when I am here and my truck is full or it's getting loaded and I got to run an errand, I have this. That's why this bike is here and it's going to be used. but it's got a burglar alarm on it. So my thought is it's going to be in my container. If I do get broken into, there's another level of security for me where my bike can tell me that there's some trouble in the Woodyard, huh? So you can use the app. It turns the bike on and off. You can track it. It also has a headlight. The app turns the headlight on and off. And everything's controllable too from the dashboard on the bike. But the app makes it nice, man. It is super cool. I mean, you think about too, if you got kids in college, if they take one of these away, they don't have to worry about it. If it gets stolen or something, they can easily find it. And who's to say too that I can't find this as a tool for delivering firewood? I mean, I have my firewood singles and in the basket they go. And I could drive down to Mrs. Jones's house and take her one stick of firewood and she's happy. And I did it without spending any money on gas, huh? Now, how does this bike work? I don't know, guys. There's something going on inside this rear hub. Something magical, I guess. There's some kind of a motor in there and that's what spins the hub. But it works and you can feel it. It creates a lot of power. And you can still pedal it when you're taking off. That helps save the power in the battery. But you know, you don't even need to turn it on. It can just work as a bicycle. It's got a tunable front fork. You can turn it up real high or real low. But let me show you the battery in this. You're in the batteries here. You just turn this key and then there's a button here that you push and then the battery comes out. Oh, and it's heavy. So this is the battery. It's a 48 volt battery. And I think that must be a lot of the weight in there because it feels pretty heavy right now. Okay, so there you go, guys. Yes, it's an e-bike. Yes, this is a firewood channel, but we are talking about a firewood yard, you know? And I don't know. I remember when I used to work in Cleveland every day, I would have a car specifically for driving to Cleveland every day. One of the things I learned when I took this life's change in leaving my desk job for a wood yard, your expenses go down because you don't need that extra car. But here, you know, I'm driving a half-ton truck back and forth to the yard, and it adds up after a while. Why do that when technology exists like this, where a person in his mid-50s, who may not be in the same shape as he was when he was a young guy, can leverage technology to get an e-bike and help him on that commute. And I think that's what you're seeing here, guys, with the Freedare Saiga. And I think it's a really nice looking bike too. So as with everything on this channel, I was able to secure a coupon code. If you have any interest in these, I have a link to the website and the coupon code for $100 off on one of these things. All right, I guess you can see the prices on that website as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Woodyard. But you know, things like this become available to a YouTube channel, and yes, I will entertain it if it's appropriate, and in this case it is. All right, everyone, have a great day. Firewood singles delivery. Be right back.